All right, my name is Dr. Robert Sowah of Computer Engineering Department. I'm currently the head of Computer Engineering Department. And the product we're developing is multi-sensor fire detection using fuzzy logic. So we try to, you look at the whole product is about fire detection in buildings, industrial sectors, or in commercial buildings.
So residential.
Yeah, residential, commercial, and industrial.
Okay.
Now, for the work we set out to do, most of the fire detectors that we have, they only use only one fire signature, which is maybe heat or smoke or the flame. But we are incorporating the multiple signatures, like the fire, the flame, and the heat.
In one device.
In one device.
Wow.
So that is and then apart from that, we are trying to use a new technology called fuzzy logic, which is an artificial intelligence paradigm for reasoning, common sense reasoning. So that's what we have developed, and that's the uniqueness apart from the already fire detectors in the system. That's a unique thing.
So you're going to program it into a chip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we program into a chip which will be now be faced in a residential area or a commercial entity. But for industrial setup, got a harsh environment, it will be very difficult. So we have to do a specialized casing so that it can really withstand the harsh environment in the industrial setup. So we'll be able to go to Thor Tamoya Refinery, talk to them about our development, and they were very much enthused about what we are doing, and they were very happy. But they mentioned something that we need to think more about industrial applications. That is to say that we have to meet certain international fire safety standards.
Okay.
That is one aspect. For commercial, for residential, you don't need to, because the environment is not that harsh. So you'll be okay with the regular detectors that could really work. Now, what we have reached now in the development process, we are done. What we are doing now is to do a lot of extensive testing, rather documentation, and then we write our final project report, and then we are through.
Okay.
Yeah.
But does it mean that you have got some consumers to try it out?
Yeah, we now have 3 prototypes that we've developed. What we are trying to do is that we want to fix one here and do the testing here for you to see that it is working. There are 3 phases. We have the hardware and the software. We have the mobile application, so that wherever you are in the world, so far as the system is installed, to have some like geocode based on where it's installed. So if you have left home and there's a fire, you'll be alerted. So far as it has a GSM, we can send you an alert. And then wherever the system is installed, the fire service responds for that particular zone will also be sent a text message so they can view it on the portal, the web portal. So we have the web, we have the mobile app, and then we have the hardware is that data detection. That's what we have. We have the prototype designs with us right now, so we can make demonstrations.
Hello, my name is Kwakwa Piedu, and I'm working with Dr. Robert Sowah on the multi-sensor fire detection and notification system using fuzzy logic. So we all know fires are very destructive in our everyday lives. We can have a fire just bringing down a whole fortune within just a matter of hours. So it is very important to detect fires early enough and notify the appropriate authorities to come and quench the fire. Now, in Ghana, we have a few issues with these things. The traditional fire detection systems use just smoke sensors. So what we are trying to do is to improve the sensitivity by including other sensors. So we are trying to sense both smoke, or all of smoke, heat, and light, and combine those 3 signatures to detect, to make the decision as to whether there's a fire or not. So the engine that we use to make the decision is fuzzy logic, which is a set of algorithms that approximates human reasoning. So instead of saying that maybe there's 25 units of fire or whatever, it will just say that there's a fire, there's no fire, or there's a potential fire. So that is this system that we have built over here. So that has all the sensors on board and then a communication module on board, which sends out notifications as and when there's a detection of fire. So this is a diagram of the whole thing exploded. So you have the board over here, the controller in the middle, and then the communication side on the other side. So now, as and when there's a detection, it sends the alert through a web server to the fire service as well as the owner of the premises. So it uses the internet, and we know in this part of the world, sometimes our internet is not so good. So as and when there's no internet connection, it sends the notifications via SMS. Now, the last thing is that directions. So when there's a fire, you need to get directions from the fire station to the location of the fire. So when it detects a fire, it sends out the location of the fire as well, the GPS location of the fire to the fire service, and then they can navigate to the place. Thank you. So now we'll move on to a demonstration of the system at work. Okay, so right now he's come to light up a flame, and so the system is detecting the fire, and within 15 seconds you should receive a notification of whether there's a fire in there or not. So that's